Hello and welcome. This is Freewill Tarot. This reading is going to be for the sign of Aries. Hello Aries, and thank you for joining me today. I'm going to get right into it. You have 3 messages from Spirit that I'm going to read to you, okay? First one, Aries, is wavering focus may be delaying progress. Anchor yourself in your purpose. So I feel like some of you could, I'm just be honest with what I get. I feel like a lot of you show up in the world as very confident, and I'm not saying that you're not confident. I haven't really met Aries or any fire sign that's not confident in themselves and their ability. But what I mean is, it is something bothering you or plaguing you underneath the surface, and I think I've said this to you before, and here we are again, where you kind of, no, don't, you ain't gotta talk. That's my cat. Okay, that could be bothering you guys, and you kind of keep it to yourself. Okay, you kind of just keep it. I told you about always having this brave face on all the time. You also have emotional distance or fear of closeness, maybe blocking connection. Open your heart to a deeper bond. So again, I feel like, again, it's like this closed off energy that some of you have. Again, like putting on that, I talked to you about this before, the suit of armor, always feeling like you need to be in control or protecting yourself, or you always, I got it, or I'm in control, or I can handle it, or whatever. But it's a real need for you guys, especially at this time of whatever it is underneath the surface that you're not really telling people about. You keep showing up with this brave face. It is really, because this is a repeating message for you, a lot of you Aries, so you know who you are, that you guys really need to try to find a way to quit putting up walls and quit trying to feel like you need to protect yourself so much, okay? It says emotional neglect may be straining your relationships. Reinvest in what matters, okay? Money and what you look like and what you have, and always working about money is not, of course in our material life it matters, right? How we survive, how we live. But it's not the most important thing, Aries. So Spirit is really, really repeating this message to you guys, okay? Again, I've done your reading a couple times, and it's kind of the same message in a way of you guys always feel like you need to put on this warrior, and you are a warrior. I'm not saying you're not. You know you are. I know you are. But it's this indication that you are, it's causing you some kind of problem, and you might not even be aware of it. So I'm telling you, it's causing some kind of block, and it's causing this kind of repeated cycle in your life when you're doing that. That Spirit wants you to be released from, so you can have abundance in all forms, not just financially, but in love as well. Okay? And love for yourself. It don't even have to be a love with someone, but that flow. You know what I mean? You also have here, it says, a temporary setback may be casting a shadow on you. Focus on the positive. Conditions will improve, okay? Some of you could, I do hear, or some of you could have some health issues or have been feeling like dealing with some kind of health issue that could have been plaguing you. Spirit wants you to know that things are going to get better if that's the case. If it's not a health issue, Spirit is also, telling you that the advice is given you for others of you is for you to tear them walls down and kind of take off that armor a little bit, all that metal armor that you protect yourself with, kind of take it off for a little bit. And I say it because your overall energy here is the Eight of Swords, so we're getting into your tarot part of the reading now, okay? You have the Eight of Swords. And again, I think we talked about this before, so I'm going to do it real quick, okay? The Eight of Swords is a person that traps themselves, right? They tell themselves that all kind of things, right? They tell themselves that they're either in a situation, can't get out of a situation, why is this happening to me, blah, 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 I don't know, whatever you're telling yourself that keeps you trapped, that keeps you in a mental prison, that keeps you from moving forward, right, on a certain direction. And you see what we were talking about, walls. You see these swords represent thoughts, and these where they tell themselves to protect themselves, but all they're doing is keeping themselves stuck or trapped in a situation with these negative thoughts that they're telling themselves, okay? And it's definitely you, because you're showing up in your own reading here, Aries, because I have the Emperor card here. And in Tarot, you are the Emperor, okay? You're the Emperor, if you didn't know that. All right. Now, others of you, this is going to have something to do when it comes to love. Because in the past here, I have the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. So it's a feeling that you either wasn't getting enough when it comes to love. And I'm getting that for a lot of you, even if you're not in a relationship. You're not... It's something that you are trying to keep a strong face or a brave face for, or show up strong for, where you are blocking yourself from love in any kind of capacity. Any kind of capacity. Don't even have to be relationship. You need love. Okay? Now, for others, when it comes to relationship, you have the Two of Cups here. So some of you could have somebody you were interested in or dating, where that person maybe felt you wasn't getting enough from them. You wasn't getting where you needed. Maybe it could be in a financial sense. Maybe things were not balanced. Maybe you feel like you were giving more than they were giving to you. Maybe you just feel like they wasn't seeing you or giving you the attention or the validation or whatever it is that you feel like you needed. Maybe you feel like you had to beg for their attention or something like that. Or you were just closed off or whatever. But that was in your past here. I do feel like some of you, if that is the case, have went cold or kind of are being cold when it comes to your communication. Again, blocking communication, being cold with your communication, saying things very direct and cold, harshly. Okay. Or blocking them from talking altogether. It's a big indication for you. You're able to heal here, and you're able to have victory. But it's going to require, Aries, for you to have some self-reflection. Okay, self-reflection. You can look at the person all day long, and I'm not saying they were a great person. I'm not saying they showed up to the relationship great. I'm not saying anything like that. But I am also telling you that you also need to have some self-reflection about how you always feel like you have to either win or feel like you always have to put up this protective wall around yourself and not allow people to really be in or see you be vulnerable or see you or to love you in your whole essence, okay? You will be able to expand. Some of you do need to look at your resources. Some of you are looking at your resources, thinking of ways you can expand yourself. And that's below the surface. You will. And your environment and your situation will expand. Some of you who haven't felt well, Spirit is calling you just to get some more rest, to try to not push so hard, not to try to go so fast. Even if you start feeling a little better, you probably could just go in there and keep going and going. Allow yourself to recuperate and allow yourself to heal. For others of you who haven't been feeling well or have been plagued by some kind of physical setback, I'm getting, or even an emotional setback for some of you, right? Something could have snuck up on you. I'm getting, something could have snuck up on you. This is time for you to pause and get some perspective. Again, a self-reflection, look in the mirror, no matter where you find yourself at this time, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your health, or whether it's finances, whatever it is, it's the time for you to take a pause and self-reflect and look at things more clearly here, okay? Some of you are going to get clarity around your finances or your future here with the Ace of Swords. And a lot of you are going to get this clarity through yourself, right? You're not waiting on somebody to give you clarity. Some of you will be. But it's you that's going to get the clarity that you need to build something long-standing. Again, that could be your finances. That could be your health. That could be your a career move you're thinking about making. But it's, again, a call on you to take a pause and get some kind of clarity around something, okay? Again, and I say because you have the Hangman, and then you have the Six of Pentacles. So again, you could be pushing out a lot of energy or pushing out a lot of money, expensive. You could be spending a lot. You could have things kind of out of balance. So what you are putting out, you're not allowing back in. I'm just put to you 100. Whatever you're throwing out there, you're not allowing it to come back in, either out of pride, either out of feeling like you can handle it, either out of you putting up this armor. But it's out of balance. And Spirit is calling you to take a pause, to get clarity, to be truthful with yourself, to self-reflect. Once you do that, Aries, things will start moving back fast. A lot of you are getting ready to heal if you have been sick. A lot of you are getting ready to heal. Just even if you haven't been sick, just heal yourself emotionally and mentally to be able to heal. But you have to go in and you have to self-reflect here. But there are brand new beginnings here with the Ace of Wands. Some of you are needing to add a crossroads where you need to decide what you're going to do about a particular relationship in your life. What choice are you going to make? Are you going to stay or are you going to go? But the tit for tat and the cross swords here that I'm looking at is blocking a new direction. It's blocking you, period, okay? However you're showing up right now by putting walls up is blocking you. So again, I feel like some of you start moving in a direction and then you have to stop. And you'll build momentum again and then you have to stop. And it's because you're not really self-reflecting. You keep trying to push something or push these walls up or do something a certain way that's not working. I'm going to just put it that way. But it is new. You just need to get clarity. You need to take a pause and get clarity. And if you've been sick, allow yourself to heal. If you've been emotionally wounded or hurt, allow yourself to heal. You don't have to show up as cold and you don't have to build walls up. You can be honest with whatever is plaguing you, whatever hurt you. You can have clear, decisive conversation with people. Tell the truth. Because that will set you free. That will allow you to heal. And that will allow you to finally move forward and really get your stride back, your strength back, okay? And I got to go and I'm going to read this to you again, Aries, because I feel like this is important. Especially you who have been feeling well and you kind of been going back and forth. Spirit is saying you're going to get better. You just need to know how to move differently, okay? And you need to know how to balance yourself and you need to be open. And you need to allow yourself to be vulnerable and drop a little bit of the pride and a little bit of the walls, okay? Emotional neglect may be straining relationships. Reinvest in what matters for those of you in a relationship and you know who you are and you know what you're doing. Emotional distance or fear of closeness may be blocking connection. Open your heart to deeper bonds, Aries. But I ain't judging you. I love you. I love you enough to be honest with you. Wayward focus may be delaying progress. Anchor yourself in your purpose, okay? So again, there's a lot coming in for you, Aries. So don't fear whatever setback, something that's happened or something that's going on right now. Just be honest about it. Drop the walls, drop the pride a little bit. I know you're always going to probably be prideful, but drop it down a little bit and allow yourself to heal emotionally. Allow yourself to heal and get what you need so you can get your stride back, so you can move forward here, okay? And if you've been sick, allow yourself to fully heal. Allow yourself to really get rest, okay, before you just pick up your sword and start running down the street again. You know, I gotta go, I gotta get that money, I gotta do this, I gotta... Calm down. And drop your walls. And if somebody love you, let them see you. And even if they hurt you, be honest. There ain't nobody telling you gotta stay with them. But be honest. For yourself, not for them. That's what I have for you, Aries. And I love you. Okay? I do. And I hope to see you back here again with me. Bye for now, my love.